Hi everyone, it's Mitch, and it is Sunday, March 17th, 2019. It is Selection Sunday. We are just about 3 minutes away from the announcing of the brackets. We're going to do live reaction and commentary. We're just going to sit here as they announce the teams. We know our Vermont Catamounts are in. We know Duke's a 1 seed. We know that Virginia's probably a 1 seed. We know Gonzaga, probably a 1 seed, probably the weakest of the 1 seeds. Probably get the West. And, of course, we know a lot of other teams. St. Louis is in, and just really exciting stuff. Siena's in, and, all the teams that won their conference tournaments, they're all in. Michigan State, the last team to clinch that automatic. Not that they weren't going to get in anyway. I mean, they had already won their conference. And, of course, Michigan's going to be there, last year's runner-up. Villanova, winners of the Big East, they're going to be in. Where are they going to be seated, and where are they going to play? It's going to be interesting as they announce the bracket here. And, of course, we're going to do it live with you guys. First time ever that we've ever done this. So I'm excited to see it. You guys will see how excited I get when the brackets come out. Of course, we're not like new to March Madness. We're not new to college basketball. We don't just pop up when college basketball. Every year I get emails from guys that want to write for the site. They want to write college basketball. They want to start this week. It's like, yeah, we've been covering it, for 10 or 11 years. Of course, all season long. We don't just start when March Madness starts or when after they announce the brackets. We've been covering these teams. We've been talking about them on our live show all season long. And, I posted earlier today in the Facebook group asking if everybody wanted me to do this live show. As they announced the brackets, and we got a huge response. So I'm expecting a lot of people to join us here for our bracket show, and I'm excited to do it and excited to sit here and talk about the brackets. And I want to hear what you guys have to say, of course, about the bracket selections as well. So be sure to join in on the commentary. That's what it's here. We're not giving out, there's no lines, so we can't really give out picks, but we can give out, how we feel about certain matchups. So this is going to be one of the more fun shows I think that we've ever done. We run the 15% promo, I don't know, once a week. We do a 25% and a 15%. So we do it once a week. But we do 25% off on Thursdays. But we'll have this capper special ends today. After today, we will not have that. But, we are just minutes away here from announcing the brackets. Of course, be sure to hit the thumbs up. Those of you, this is why I always say, subscribe to our channel. You get these bonus shows. And I'm excited to do it. We got someone's hitting Buffalo Wild Wings for March Madness. So I've got an email here I'll have to address after this live show. But anyways, normally I say we give out free picks on this show every single day. Today, we're just going to go over the brackets as they announce the brackets live, and I'm excited. We're about a minute away, and anyway, we got, of course, the haters are out, the lovers are out, the likers are out. Everybody's out for this one, and I expected it to be this way. Someone actually on the Picks and Parlays YouTube channel asked why I keep talking about the free T-shirts that nobody would want one. Thousands of people want the free T-shirt, and of course, we're still giving those away today. It'll be taken from those Facebook likes, and matter of fact, anyone that shouts out, "Hey Mitch, I want a T-shirt," we'll go from those people too. If you shout that out on our YouTube channels or on our Facebook page, say, "Hey Mitch, I want a T-shirt," I'll pick a few of those as well. Just randomly give out shirts for as well. But here we go. It is Selection Sunday. They're ramping up the music and they're ready to announce the first bracket. Hopefully I can keep this going and keep the excitement going, because I'm excited just to see how it is. We know Duke always gets the easiest path, right? Always. Greg Gumbel is out on CBS. He's talking. He's going to say, the Duke Blue Devils. It's like they always get the easiest. So yeah, just say, "Hey Mitch, I want a T-shirt," And I'll pick a few of you guys as well as the people that thumbs up, on the Facebook group or the Facebook page. But, of course, we're live every single day at 11 a.m. But this is a special show. This is why you subscribe to the channels. And so all the people that say, I want a t-shirt, I'm still going to announce these in the Facebook group and on the Facebook page. So I'll announce those winners, but they'll be part of the winners that are announced on the Facebook page. Here we go. And they are ready to announce the brackets. And the number 1 seed in the East is, no surprise here, the Duke Blue Devils. I think that Duke is, they've been up and down this season. This has been a vulnerable year for Duke. When Zion wasn't in the lineup, they were pretty much in trouble. And I'll tell you, even with him in the lineup, I think they're very beatable. I don't think there's a dominant team in college basketball this season. And Duke will be facing off against the winner of North Carolina Central and North Dakota State. I'll tell you, this is not a surprise to me either. I like North Dakota State in that matchup. Central's pretty tough, though. Over the years, some pretty good players have actually come out of NC Central, both in the NFL and in the NBA. VCU, the 8th seed in the East. Wow. So we're looking at a potential Duke VCU, but they'll be playing UCF. Taco Fall and company falling into that 7-8 or 8-9 game in the East. That is going to be a pretty good game. That one's on Friday. All these are on Friday. And then Mississippi State playing Friday as the 5 seed in the East. And they are up against, well, they're showing the reaction of Mississippi State like we didn't think they were going to get in. VCU is the 8th seed. Someone asked VCU, Virginia Commonwealth, taking on UCF. I think that's a pretty good game. Mississippi State up against the Liberty Flames. That is a 5-12 game. We know how dangerous those games can be for the 5 seed. I think Liberty is a very viable option. Now here we go. Virginia Tech checking in at a 4 seed. Virginia Tech is a 4. VCU is an 8. UCF a 9. I don't know. I think UCF or VCU could give Virginia Tech or Mississippi State a pretty good run for their money. We've watched them. And St. Louis, the surprise winners over the Bonnies today, coming in at the 13th seed. No pushover for Virginia Tech in that first round. We might get a nice number there. I like the way that they play defense. The 6th seed in the East is going to be Maryland, the Terrapins, who have been up and down all season, a model of inconsistency. Wow, Belmont up and Temple playing to get in. So Belmont getting in an at-large bid here. So somebody's bubble has just burst with Belmont getting in. Could be NC State, could be TCU, but someone's bubble has just burst with Belmont playing Temple in a play-in game, number 11. LSU Tigers coming in at number 3. The East bracket, there goes Sam. Sam, what are you thinking? You got March Madness here. And, of course, LSU, their coach missing, but certainly going to be more than tough. Up against the Yale Bulldogs, who we know in these tournaments, oh, boy, those smart teams that can hit from the outside. Really, really tough. And the Louisville Cardinals getting in as a 7 seed. Oh, this is a bad. This just shows you how bad the tournament is. How is Louisville a 7 when UCF and VCU are 8 and 9s? Up against Minnesota. Ugh, this is just a bad game is what we have here. Two teams that have no shot of doing anything. The only reason these teams advance to the round of 32 is because they're playing each other. Michigan State, the 2 seed in the East. So we're looking at a potential Duke-Michigan State Elite 8 game if it all plays out. Krzyzewski, Izzo to get to the Final Four. If it plays the form, which, man, I got to say that this bottom half of the bracket might be a little easier than the top of the bracket. The Spartans just fundamentally sound, always tough to beat in tournament action. They do all the little things right. And the Bradley Braves, the Missouri Valley Conference champions, 15 seed. Now, here's the thing about the Missouri Valley. They haven't lost in the first round of the tournament in about 100 years. So this will be interesting to see, as the Missouri Valley champion has won in the first round. I believe it's 7 years in a row, including Loyola Chicago last year, who went all the way to the Final Four. This is a great Eastern bracket. It's rare, but that we see it like this. Duke against a play-in game, and then VCU and UCF, a great game. The 12-5, Liberty, Mississippi State, St. Louis, Virginia Tech. I think that's another toss-up game. Hopefully we're getting some good points there with the Billikens. As usual, I think that March Madness and the bracket belongs to the Dogs, and I really think that we're going to see some nice, healthy Dogs. You go to the back half of the bracket. Maryland against Belmont Temple winner. I like the winner of Belmont Temple against Maryland. LSU Yale. I think LSU has played in so many tight games. It's going to come in handy, but if we're getting good points with Yale, by all means. Louisville, Minnesota, will be sitting that game out just on spite alone. And then Michigan State, Bradley. Boy, that Missouri Valley Conference angle. I love this Eastern bracket. I love it. Normally I say Duke gets the pushover, but with that VCU, UCF, and that 8-9 game makes, and I always think that the number one seed is a great thing to have, but after the first round, all that stuff goes out the window. Because, they win, they get the winner of VCU, UCF, and, there's no bargain there. There's no layup game. Yeah, we're not talking about tonight's games. We're here to talk about the bracket. We already had our show for picks for today. Yeah. And you could talk about those in the Facebook group if you like. But this show is all about the bracket as they go to the commercial. Any comments here on the bracket that anybody has, by all means, put them in the in the thing. I think that there's some potential upsets here, and I really think that VCU has what it takes to put the clamps on Duke. I really think that can give them trouble. We saw VCU lose in their tournament, but I'll tell you, we watched them all season long, and this team was just really, really tough on defense. Really, really tough. Of course, if you like these special shows like this, Ray, we love having you guys here. And if anybody wants a t-shirt, we're going to do a special drawing of t-shirts after this show as well. We'll include them with our regular t-shirt winners. All I have to do is say, Mitch, I want a t-shirt. And we're going to give out even more t-shirts as we love March. We love March Madness. We love the bracket. And I'll tell you, other cappers can say whatever they want. No one has owned March Madness like we have at sportschatplace.com. No, I don't think Auburn can make it to the final. I thought today was pretty much their season. That was everything for Auburn was today. That was as good as they can play. I don't think we'll see them play that well ever again. At least not this season. I think Bradley's going to be getting double digits there against Michigan State. I'm going to guess in the 13-14 range. But, of course, we'll be covering all the March Madness games. It's not just the NCAA tournament. Remember, we got the NIT, which a lot of teams that don't make it to the NCAA, there's still going to be some real quality out there. All right. Well, I don't get in until Tuesday night, Ray, but I will be at the Westgate one of those days. If you shoot me a message, Mitch at sportschatplace.com, I'll come out and watch some games with you. Florida State, this is a team that's been a model of inconsistency all season long. I think that was about as good as we see from them. But anyways, like I said, I'm giving out free t-shirts. If anyone wants a t-shirt, just say, Mitch, I want a t-shirt. And we'll pick out some winners from that as well as our normal daily winners. And I think yesterday we had so many thumbs up. I gave out like 8 t-shirts yesterday, plus, the people that are premium members that want t-shirts. We have a list a mile long. The t-shirts, the reason why I'm not mailing them out yet is because the t-shirts got mailed to Vegas because the shipping to Hawaii was like $400. Which is crazy. It's like $38 to ship them to Vegas or $400 to ship them to Hawaii. So what I do is I just bring a couple extra suitcases, stuff them with t-shirts on the way home, and then we'll mail them out. And also I want to send out a special note to everybody that gets a t-shirt. We'll get also a handwritten note from me thanking you for supporting us. Mississippi State Liberty is interesting. Liberty, Liberty was pretty good this year. This is an up-and-coming program all the way. Yeah, we're not you can have 2XL whatever shirt you want, but without your name and address and without you winning one or being a premium member, it's very tough. Yeah, Ray, if you meet me in Vegas, I'll bring you a shirt to Westgate. Anyone who wants to hook up in Vegas, watch some games or whatever, I'll bring you guys shirts if I have any hats lying around, which I don't know if I do or not. I thought I did, but I didn't. I think I only have a couple, and I wear them. I like Kentucky to win it all. And here we go with the South region. Virginia, the number 1 seed, up against Gardner-Webb. Not a surprise here with Gardner-Webb as a 16 seed, but I believe this is their first NCAA appearance together ever. They have a tough draw here with Virginia. And, Virginia was the first number 1 seed to lose to a 16 seed. We saw it last year. My guess is they're going to be dialed in for this one. And you don't want to be on the other end of that. But congratulations to Gardner-Webb, their first NCAA tournament. The 8th seed, Ole Miss, who just laid an egg in the SEC tournament. I did not like the way that they looked in that game. They played well all season long. Up against Oklahoma, here are 2 teams that I would say have no chance at anything. As good as that VCU-UCF matchup was in the East, I think either of those teams could beat Oklahoma or Ole Miss. We saw Oklahoma bow out in the first round of the Big 12 tournament. Boy, and getting a 9 seed here. The Wisconsin Badgers at 5. This is shaping up to be a weak bracket. We have a Wisconsin team that can't score on the same half of the bracket as the Virginia Cavaliers. That is bad news for the Badgers. Up against the Oregon Ducks. Oh boy, there's the 12-5. I like Oregon to beat Wisconsin in that game. And I'll tell you who loves the Ducks is Sam, my dog. He loves Ducks. You say Ducks, he goes crazy. Anyways, Kansas State getting the 4 seed. If Wade plays, they're going to be extremely tough and really one of the toughest 4. They'll be the toughest 4 seed in the tournament. They're better than probably most of the 3s. If Wade is playing, he's in a boot as they show the team there. But, he has a boot on his foot while they're showing him right there. And Clark Kellogg just said the same thing. He's got a boot on his foot. But I'll tell you what, we know when Wade is in, they're tough. Up against the Anteaters of UC Irvine. We all cashed on the Anteaters last night. I don't know. I think that's going to be a hell of a matchup. And I would have loved to have seen the Anteaters up against Oklahoma or Ole Miss. This is where I think where you see some of these teams from the smaller conferences not getting the fair shake. And you have Kansas State against the Anteaters. Boy, I'd love to see Oklahoma or Ole Miss try and get past them because I don't think they can. The 6th seed is the defending national champions, the Big East champion, Villanova Wildcats, coming in as a 6th seed. Crazy. Virginia Tech's a 4, but Villanova's a 6. I don't get it. Virginia can only be thankful that they're on the other side. St. Mary's getting in there. They won their conference tournament, so they knocked somebody out. But a 6-11, I think that really only helps Jay Wright and Villanova. I'm not convinced on St. Mary's. This seems not like Villanova in that one. Purdue. So we have a potential Purdue-Villanova game in the 2nd round here as Purdue, and this is a Thursday game. And Purdue is taking on Old Dominion, who really looked sharp defensively. You guys know I love those defensive teams. Old Dominion's one of those teams. I'm just not sure if the defense holds up against that Purdue. Purdue, when they're on. Cincinnati, what does a win over Houston get you? And a 28-6 record? A 7 seed in the South region. Wow. Yeah, this is just the seeding here is just ridiculous. Cincinnati against Iowa in the first round in the 7-10 game. Iowa coming in as a 10. Boy, I do not understand this seeding at all. Doesn't make any sense at all. And the number 2 seed in the South, Tennessee, who stays in the South as a 2 seed after getting blown out today by Auburn. So if it plays out, it's Tennessee versus Virginia. A heck of a lot of orange. But I'll tell you what, this half of the bracket is is pretty rough. When you have Cincinnati as a 7 seed, I think a Cincinnati-Tennessee game will be a nasty, nasty second-round game. And Colgate up against Tennessee, I just don't think that they have the power to hang with them. But, yeah, Iowa. I mean, Iowa, terrible. As Charles Barkley would say, this is the weakest NCAA tournament field in history. We knew it would be going in, but anyways, I'm looking over at picks and parlays. People saying they want a T-shirt. Craig is not on the show. You could ask him tomorrow. Yeah, I really think that the second half of the bracket is extremely tough. I think Kansas State getting the shaft there as a 4. I think if Virginia Tech is a 4, how in the hell is Kansas State a 4? I mean, this team dominated the Big 12, beat Kansas. I mean, this is just a tough Kansas State team, but I guess if Wade's not playing, they're taking that into account. I mean, they made the Sweet 16 last year, the Elite 8, right, without Wade last year. So, I don't know. Doesn't make a lot of sense to me. Villanova at St. Mary's, Purdue, Old Dominion, Cincinnati, Iowa. And I guess, they give Cincinnati a 7. They draw Iowa as their 10. So really not, maybe it's a makeup there, that Iowa's really like a 14 seed. I don't know. Iowa stinks. I mean, they were terrible down the stretch. Iowa State, if Kansas State is a 4, Iowa State is at least a 4, if not a 3. We'll have to see how it comes out. To me, it's going to be interesting to see where they seed Kansas, a team that always gets the benefit of the doubt, and was really a bad team away from home this season. Of course, we're going over all the brackets as they release them live. I've never done this before. Of course, I've always watched the bracket shows, but I've never done a live reaction show at all to anything. So I'm excited to do it. I'm excited that you guys have joined me for it. Of course, hit the thumbs up if this is the sort of thing you like. And of course, we'll be doing tonight on Sports Pick Info podcast, where the podcast player is on the front page of Sports Chat Place. We'll be doing a handicappers roundtable. Tony T, me, Dana Lane is on, and a bunch of handicappers, like a bunch of them, going over March Madness. Brian Bittler is going to be on the show, and Sean Higgs is going to be on the show. We have just a bunch of handicappers. We're going to go over all the brackets after the odds come out. So it's going to be about 10 o'clock Eastern time. The YouTube channel is Sports Pick Info. Of course, you can listen to the podcast live as well. If anyone here watching wants a T-shirt, just say, Mitch, I want a T-shirt, and I'm going to do a special drawing of those people. I don't know how many I'm going to give out from that, but depending on how many thumbs up we get, you guys know that's what the number of T-shirts given away depends on. I kind of just stuttered there. I'm sure someone will make fun of me for that. But anyways, let's get to, I'm going to look at some of these, I'm going to look to some of these. I think Cincinnati will beat Iowa. I think it's just a matter of what the point spread is in that game. I think that's what it kind of comes down to for me. Let's see. I'm going through the Facebook groups just to see some of the comments there while we're at commercial. But really, so far, 2 ACC teams are the number ones, Virginia and Duke. What's that dude behind you? What's that dude behind you? I don't know. There's no dude behind me. No idea. It's just, this is my desk, which I've been saying for days. I need to clean it up. It's a mess. Yeah, the lines usually come out in a couple hours. It usually takes a couple hours to get the game times and the lines. Like, they have the days set right now, but none of the game times. and they'll have the game times along with the lines, usually within the next couple of hours. So once again, while we're in commercial break, guys, anyone that wants a t-shirt, just say, Mitch, I want a t-shirt, and I'll pick some people from that as well to give out shirts. We give them, to everyone that gives a thumbs up on our Facebook page. That's where we generally pick the t-shirts from. I see your messages, Rick Stone, but it's like the show's not about a conversation between you and I. The conversation is with everybody, and we have hundreds of people watching us on all the different channels, so I'm skimming beyond all of them. But I see you're playing poker and MGM, all that stuff, whatever. But, yeah, I'll bring you one, but you'll have to message me, next week. No, I don't think Kentucky's going to be out west. Well, I guess maybe they can be. Maybe the Midwest. But if it's the West, it would be against Gonzaga. So that would be interesting. But, of course, hit the like buttons. Hit the thumbs up. The like button on our Facebook page is where we generally take the T-shirt winners from. So that's what we're going to take. I'm just catching my breath there. North Carolina, the third ACC team to get a #1 seed in the Midwest, taking on Iona in the first round. I think a lot of people thought that Iona would be in the play-in game, and they're not. They're just directly in as a 16 seed, taking on the Tar Heels. Utah State getting the 8th seed. I'll tell you, you guys know, I think Utah State is a better team than that. And I think when Oklahoma and Louisville Louisville's a 7, and Utah State is an 8, I don't know. Maybe we're going to get some value when these lines come out. That's all I can say. Because Louisville's terrible. Washington, a 9 seed. They won the Pac-12 regular season championship. Lost in the Pac-12 title game. Gets you a 9 seed these days. Again, against 8 seed Utah State, who won the Mountain West. I don't know. Whatever you guys want to call it. Auburn, winners of the SEC tournament. There it is. A 5 seed in the Midwest. So they would have to go through Carolina and then some to make it to that final. I like their chances even less. Yeah, if you want a t-shirt, just say it once. In the 12 seed, there's the 12-5. New Mexico State, no pushover, only 4 losses this season. Oh, we know how Auburn teams can get and Bruce Pearl teams can get. They can be shaky at times. Kansas Jayhawks get a 4 seed, so the same as Kansas State, a 4. And so we could see it would be North Carolina, Kansas in the that would be the Elite 8 that they would play in. No, it'd be a Sweet 16 game. It would be a Sweet 16 game would be Kansas, North Carolina, if it plays out. Boy, they really gave Kansas an easy draw there, but I'll tell you, I think they got their hands full with Northeastern here in the first round. We might be getting to look, might be getting some value. We bet against Kansas so much this season, it's almost like an automatic. How many points do you think we're going to be getting with Northeastern? 10? Oh boy, that'll be juicy. Anyways, Iowa State, there it is, a 6 seed for Iowa State. Winning the Big 12 tournament gets you a 6 seed. Meanwhile, Oklahoma was a 9 seed. That's all I got to say to that. I can't figure it out. If anyone else can figure this out, let me know. Ohio State in as an 11 seed. This team had 14 losses this year. They beat Indiana in that opening round game, and they get in. Yeah, I have Cinderella picks, but we wait till the lines come out. Houston gets a 3 seed after losing to Cincinnati in the title game. Play the winner of that Iowa State-Ohio State game, so they'll play Iowa State. We'll play the winner of Georgia State-Houston, which is a pretty tough game. Georgia State, no pushover, that's for sure. 24-9 this season. So if you look at this, the 6-11 game, is 23-11 versus 19-14, while the 14th seed only has 9 losses. And Wofford Terriers come in. I like Wofford. You guys know we've been on Wofford a ton this year, and this is a team that can score. And if you're going to beat Wofford, going to have to put some points on the board. That's for sure. 29-4 for the Terriers this season, and they play against the Seton Hall, getting in from the Big East, making it to the Big East final. They've been lousy this season, 20-13. So Seton Hall's a 10. I don't know. This is why I say this is one of the worst NCAA tournaments we'll ever see. Kentucky marches in as a 2 seed. So to me, where the problems that I have so far looking at this is in that 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's like, this is just so random. It's like these guys didn't watch the games at all. So Abilene Christian is a 15 seed up against Kentucky. And then if Kentucky wins, they'll play the winner of Wofford Seton Hall. Yeah, this doesn't make any sense at all. So New Mexico State is a 12, but Seton Hall is a 10. And the thing is that they gave the conference champion out of that conference, the Big East, they gave them a 6 seed. So with Seton Hall, with Villanova as a 6, and then Auburn is a 5. It's just, I don't even see it. How is Seton Hall a 10 in the mix there? Where is Marquette going to be? Right? I mean, Marquette's going to obviously be in the Western bracket. Where are they going to be? What number can they possibly be? If Villanova's a 6, is Marquette going to be a 6? I mean, that's crazy talk. I think that Kentucky has the path to get there. That's for sure. But they certainly have the path. They have some tough games. But as far as against the spread, but I mean when it comes to winning games. But when we look at this last bracket, the West, it's going to be loaded. It's already showing. It's Gonzaga, Michigan, Texas Tech will be in there. Marquette will be in there. We know that for sure. Those are the teams that we know for sure will be in there. Prairie View will be in there. Who else has won and we haven't seen yet? We know those teams for sure will be there. And let's see who else we can count on, and who's going to get shut out at the gate here. So Syracuse we haven't seen yet. We haven't seen let's see, NC State if they're going to get in, and it looks like they're not at this point. Definitely some interesting brackets here, and I think I think that Duke's bracket is a little tougher than it normally is. Marquette's not going to get screwed. They screwed themselves. But, I mean, Marquette's going to get in. It's just, I mean, with the way these seedings have gone, if Villanova's a 6, and they won the Big East tournament, and they were the number 1 seed heading into that tournament, and then Seton Hall's a 10. So the spread between number 1 and number 5 in that conference is pretty big. I mean, they're not giving anybody in the Big East any respect or credit at all, is basically what that comes down to. Yeah, Syracuse has not been mentioned yet. We got a bunch of teams. Texas Tech. I mean, there's some good teams out there. This West is going to be tough. It's going to be very, very tough. So, we're giving out free t-shirts. If you guys want one, you say, Mitch, I want a t-shirt, and we'll be picking some from that as well. We'll be announcing the winners like we always do in the Sports Chat Place Facebook group and Sports Chat Place Facebook page. So make sure you're subscribed. But yeah, I tell you what, this is my first live reaction show, my first bracket show that I've ever done. Oh yeah, Nevada hasn't been mentioned either. So Nevada's still to come as well. Arizona State, if they're in, I'm not sure. I mean, Washington got a 9 seed. So, I mean, where's Arizona State going to fall with Belmont in? With Belmont in, I don't know if Arizona State gets in, but we still have another play-in game too coming in this section. We have one of the for the 12 seed play-in game. So Arizona State could be in that game as well. But we're back, and I'll tell you, I've never done this before. Like I said, the live reaction shows. I know other people do it. I've been asked to do, sit here and watch college football with you guys for 10 hours or 12 hours on a Saturday, or spend a whole NFL Sunday doing this. I don't know if I can keep this energy going the whole way. It'd be maybe a little flat, and I definitely will need some help if I'm going to do that. But Gonzaga is the #1 seed in the West. No one is surprised here. I don't know if they're a worthy one, but they are the one. And, of course, with Kentucky being a 2 in the Midwest in North Carolina's bracket, who's going to be the 2 here? Texas Tech? I'm not sure. It's going to be pretty interesting to see exactly how it all sorts out. But Gonzaga is the 1 seed playing in Salt Lake City on Thursday up against Fairleigh Dickinson, Prairie View A&M winner. I'll tell you, Prairie View A&M, like we said on the live show, hitting that game on the live show, there's a fan base that cares. We put in a picture of a different A&M. Oh man, they hammered me. I mean, relentless emails. So we're up at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time each and every day. And of course, tonight we're live on the Sports Pick Info channel, and that's going to be 10 o'clock Eastern Time. Syracuse coming in now as the 8th seed in the West. So it could be Syracuse, Gonzaga in the second round. I'm going to say Gonzaga's in big trouble. Baylor, Makai Mason, the master of the NCAA tournament. Remember him with Yale last time he was in the big dance. Syracuse, Baylor, that's going to be a tough one. And there's Marquette, a 5 seed is what it gets you to win the Big East. Oh, man. So Marquette, a 5, while Villanova was a 6. Marquette, the 5 seed in the West. Whoa, this bracket is really shaping up to be a difficult one. Murray State, the Racers, Morant is up against Marquette. Oh boy, in a 5-12 matchup. Of course, Murray State's a team that never gets the benefit of the doubt, so they had to win their conference tournament to get in. Tennessee was a 2 in the South. The other side of the South was Virginia. Yeah, I think Gonzaga's in trouble. Florida State, a 4 seed here. So Villanova, 6. Florida State, a 4. Kansas State, a 4. I would take Kansas State over Florida State any day of the week if Wade is playing, that's for sure. It's like I kind of like to match them up that way, but let's see who they play. Florida State, boy, it's at this side of the bracket. Vermont. Our Vermont Catamounts, there it is. 13 seed up against Florida State. This is a little better seeding than a lot of people expected from them. You guys know who we're on in that one. Catamounts, baby. 13 seed. Buffalo, a 6 seed. Same as Villanova. Forgot about them. We didn't mention them in the teams that they hadn't. Buffalo, the highest MAC seed ever, a 6. And then they play the winner of the first 4 game, and there it is, Arizona State, St. John's. That's going to be a good game. That is going to be a good game with the winner advancing to play Buffalo. Buffalo's going to be tough, and they're going to be playing a team that had to play a game to get in. The 3 in the West, Texas Tech. I thought they were going to be the 2, but they're the 3. They're a tough customer as a 3 seed. I don't think that's a team that anybody's going to want to face there. Northern Kentucky up against Texas Tech. We like NKU, but I think this is just a bad spot. Nevada, a 7 seed after falling out of their tournament early this year to San Diego State. Up against the Florida Gators, who are always dangerous in tournament action. We had Florida. We rode them. Even when they lost, they won with the points. So we like teams like that. The 2 seed is Michigan. So I'll tell you what, the West is wide open. It is the wild West. And Michigan made it to the final last year. I think they have a path. And they play Montana in the opening round. And Montana, a tough team, but Michigan, boy, been there, done that. This is a tough Wolverines team. I think they have a clear path back to the final. And we can see that while Michigan, I think this is the West seems to be the easiest bracket. I think Michigan's got the clearest path. I wouldn't be surprised to see Michigan-Syracuse there in the Elite Eight game. But anyways, Duke is the 1 in the East. Duke is the number 1 overall seed for the NCAA tournament this year. They're the number 1 seed in the East. So anyways, a lot to cover here. We covered all these brackets. We went over them. We reacted as they went live. I think the West, a little weaker than we thought. Definitely, there's some teams sitting on the sideline that did not get in. That thought they might get in. TCU, the answer was no. Belmont, yes. Temple, in. Arizona State. So the last 4 in: Belmont, Temple, Arizona State, and St. John's. Yeah, Houston got in there, 3 seed. Houston was a 3 in the Midwest. Yeah, they didn't even get penalized for losing that game today. They were a 3 seed. They were probably a 3 heading in. First 4 out. UNC Greensboro. I thought they had a chance to get in. Alabama was terrible, 18-15 this season. TCU, I think they had their chances and weren't able to take advantage. And the same with Indiana, 17-15. I don't think the Hoosiers deserve to be in. But anyways, we're going to be back at around 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time tonight. I'm going to be with a handicappers roundtable. It's going to be over on our other channel, Sports Pick Info, and on the Sports Pick Info podcast. The podcast is always available on the front page of Sports Chat Place. Be sure to hit that like button. We're going to be giving out even more t-shirts. If you guys arrived late, all I said is say, hey, Mitch, I want a t-shirt, and we'll pick a bunch of winners from those as well. Not everybody, but we'll continue to give them out. Everybody that wants a free t-shirt will get a free t-shirt when all is said and done. We just need to spread it out a little bit. It's tough to show up at the post office with 200 t-shirts like that. They takes forever. So that's why we like to spread it out. But anyways, this is Mitch. Thanks for joining me for the live bracket show. 8 Big Ten teams, 7 ACC, 7 SEC teams in Pac-12. Got 3 teams in. Big East really got bad treatment here. No, I don't fill out the bracket live. I don't do it. But we'll be giving out free picks and all kinds of stuff. Anyways, thank you guys for joining me. This was fun. You guys can know I don't fake it. I get this excited watching this stuff, just as excited as you guys do. Have a great day, everyone. Maybe tune in tonight. If not, I'll see you guys tomorrow at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Have a great day, everyone.